Hey there, my name is Ed Placencia. Welcome to Grounds for Gaming, and I've saved you a seat. Well, it's a busy and not busy week this week. My wife, Sarah, left Saturday morning to go on a road trip with my niece, Aubrey. They drove down to Florida. We live in Indiana, northern Indiana. They drove down to Florida to go visit Sarah's brother, and they're going to be down there for the week. And so it's been pretty quiet around the house, or it was quiet around the house until I got a message from my friend Johnny. Johnny lives in the DC area, and he had driven out to Illinois to visit some family and said, hey, on the way back, we're going to be going through your area. Is it okay if we stop by, maybe get some dinner? He and his son were driving together, and I was like, of course you can stop and get some dinner. And if you guys need a place to crash, I don't know if you do, we've got a guest room. You're more than welcome to stay here. And they did, and they did. And it was a great time. We had a lot of fun, and it was a really, really good time to touch base with Johnny. I've known him for years online, but we've never met in person. And so it was great to get to see him in person, eye to eye, smile, laugh, share stories, ask questions. And it was just a really, really, really nice hang. It was just as good as I anticipated it would be and as good as I knew it would be. Johnny's good people. And it was just very cool to get to hang out and be able to open our doors and offer some hospitality. And yeah, it was a very nice time. Johnny, it was great to see you. Johnny's not a podcast listener, so I don't feel like I need to say this for his benefit. I'm just saying it because it's true. He's a great guy, had a great time this weekend. I want to say thanks to those of you who heeded my request last week. And, for the past few weeks, I've been saying, you know what? I know I need to get to the game, The Mermaid Mask. It's the sequel to Tangle Tower. And it was on my PS5. I just hadn't gotten to it. And last week I said, you know what? I think this is the week I'm going to finally hop in. Please keep tabs on me, hold me accountable, check in, Thursday, check in on, the podcast comes out on Tuesday. I said, hey, Thursday, drop me a line, make sure I'm playing it. And Tuesday morning, I hopped in for about 20 minutes or so. Wednesday morning, before my workout, I played it for about an hour. And so on Thursday, I was very happy that more than a few of you checked in with me and said, hey, are you playing the Mermaid Mask? And I am happy to announce that, yes, I was playing the Mermaid Mask. And yes, this weekend, I actually beat it. Saturday morning after Sarah left, I hopped in and went to town on that game. Johnny didn't arrive until later in the evening, so I had all day to kick back and get into it. And man, what a fun game. I really liked it, but I have to tip my hat to the devs and the voice actors, and what a fun game this is. Like I mentioned before, it's kind of an Agatha Christie meets Knives Out type situation. You play as the detective Grimoire and his sidekick Sally, who are in this submarine trying to figure out who killed the captain. And you've got this crazy cool cast of characters and suspects, if you will. And you go through and you question them, you talk to them, you ask where they were during the scene of the crime, you search different rooms and find clues, and this might make you think, oh, well, this might go with this, and this is that, and it's just really cool how everything can tie together. I think at some point I suspected everyone as being the murderer. And a couple times I thought it had pulled an Agatha Christie Orient Express, and I thought they all did it. They all teamed up together. I'm not going to say what happened, but those were the thoughts I had. At one point, I thought everybody ganged up and all did it together, and at separate other points, I suspected each one individually of doing the murder. And one thing I got to point out, there are different puzzles that you'll run into. Sometimes you have to figure out a puzzle in order to open a combination and open a door or, get into certain areas. Most of the puzzles I was able to figure out on my own. A handful of them, I admit, I did have to look up online. And usually that frustrates me when I have to do that. But it didn't in this case because I don't consider this a quote unquote puzzle game. That's not the point of the game. And so it's not like you're just solving a series of puzzles and they get harder and harder and I had to look them up and I got frustrated. It's not about solving the puzzle. It's about getting to the story that is behind the puzzle. And so when I had to look up how on earth was I supposed to solve this puzzle, it didn't bug me I had to look up the answer because, again, I'm here for the story that's behind the puzzle. So it was a quick okay, this is how I get to it because the story is more intriguing to me than the actual puzzles are. And I love to do puzzles and I love to solve puzzles. But the story in this game was so good, it was just kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to look this up so I can get to the story and get back into this mystery. And it really did not disappoint. Much like Tangle Tower, the very last kind of unfolding chapter, there is a lot of dialogue. It's very dialogue heavy, but that's okay. You can kind of just sit back and take it in kind of like a movie. And you'll hear different people monologuing and kind of explaining and shining light on certain mysteries. It was just really good. I can't recommend that enough. Someone had told me I should probably play Tangle Tower before I play the Mermaid Mask. You definitely can play the Mermaid Mask on its own. It's a separate story. Yes, Grimoire and Sally are in Tangle Tower, but you know what? I think I would go along with that recommendation, and I would say play Tangle Tower first. There are a couple of little things that would really leave you scratching your head if you didn't know what Grimoire and Sally are referring to, and they're both pretty short games. If memory serves, Tangle Tower is shorter than the Mermaid Mask, so it's not a huge time commitment to jump in on Tangle Tower first and then hop into the Mermaid Mask. I would highly recommend that you do. I believe you can pick up both of them for less than the price of a AAA new game, so it's not a huge commitment or a huge ask to say, yeah, definitely play Tangle Tower first, but definitely play them both. Very, very highly recommended. When I was streaming today, someone pointed out to me, and it didn't even hit me, I think I'm at level 259 on the Overwatch Battle Pass, which that will be the end, because tomorrow, or the day that this comes out, the new season of Overwatch drops. And so the Battle Pass will be all new, and it will literally be all new. I was reading the patch notes this afternoon, and they're kind of redesigning how they do the Battle Pass, letting you choose which rewards you want to go for. You can get them all, but you can also prioritize, I would rather get this skin or this cosmetic over here. So it'll be nice to see them change it up a little bit and try something new. Also, their new hero, Demon, comes out. Demon is part of the Mecha Squad, and the Mecha Squad is the squad of heroes that Diva is a part of, that kind of fly around in their mechs and protect the shores and the city. And so, back when that animated short, I want to say it was Shining Star, Rising Star, the one that was about Diva, a lot of us we're asking, okay, are we gonna this whole squad of people that fly around in these mechs, are they going to come into Overwatch? And it's been so long since that came out that I kind of forgot that I was wondering that, and it's kind of fun that Overwatch had that in their back pocket and are like, yeah, we've got one coming right now. So I'm kind of glad that they stuck with that and they renewed that. This morning we had a visit from the plumber to come over, and I just thought our kitchen faucet was acting weird, and it seemed kind of off, and it was a kind of off that if let go, I could see it getting a lot worse. So I called them a few weeks ago and had them come in just to look at it, and I said, you know what? This is probably going to be the easiest job you guys do today, because I think it's just a basic, you might have to, I don't know, tighten a screw or something. And because we live in a house that's over 100 years old, it turned out to be a lot more. It's the bright side is that the plumber did not charge us. He was here for a couple hours, and he did not charge us for his visit today. He did do a couple of things. He was all crawling all through the crawl space, and you know, if they don't charge you for a 2-hour visit, you know that means it's because they're going to charge you for a follow-up visit. And that is the case. We're going to need a new water heater, and we're going to have to get a few things replaced. And it's not a thing of, oh, of course you are, because they're a good salesman and they're going to upsell you. We've known this for a while, and just from when he came to look at it, he was like, oh, you should do this right away. Like, don't just keep it on your list of things you want to get to. You might want to bump this up to the top of the list. And again, they were things that I could see very obviously. And some of them, I didn't know what they were. And he, you know, I just thought, oh, it's an older house. It just looks that way. And he was able to explain it looks that way because of this. So let's get it taken care of. So that's a thing we're going to be doing soon. But as I was leaving a voicemail for Sarah today, kind of summing up the plumber visit, you know, like I said to her, look, if this is something that we can afford, let's just go ahead and do it. We know that we want to do it eventually. Let's just go ahead and do it now. And that'll be one thing that's off the list of many things that are on the list of this very old house. I hopped into a game last night. I was perusing the PlayStation Store, and I just happened upon a game I had never heard of. It's called Is This Seat Taken? It came out, it just came out on the 6th. I think it may have been out on PC already. I'm not sure. I think it was, but it came out on the PlayStation August 6th of this year, and it's a cute little puzzler. It was only a couple of dollars, and it's a really cute little puzzler where you get a bunch of little cartoon characters, little shapes, and they all want to sit on the bus. And one of them might say, I want to sit near the window. I don't want to sit next to a kid. I like to listen to loud music. I didn't take a shower. I smell real bad. And so you have to take everyone's wants into consideration and find where they should be on the bus so that they're all happy with their placement. And then you clear the board, you solve it, and then it goes on, and then, you know, some of the people will leave the bus and new ones will come on with new requests. And then they have different scenarios, like a movie theater or a music concert or a train or a big boat. And, you know, the further you go, the more people you have come on with different requests. And it's just a fun little, chill little puzzle game. I really, really like it. I'm very impressed, very surprised. I have definitely taken a flyer a few times and thought, oh, I wonder what this is, and then grabbed it and regretted it. And this is not one of those. This is a really fun game. It's called Is This Seat Taken? And I'm really, really enjoying it. It's very, very cute. I don't think it's a very huge game. I don't think. But I'm getting to the part where it's going to take a little bit longer just because the puzzles are getting a little bit more involved. And yeah, I really like it. Is This Seat Taken? Also, this week, I believe it was this week. No, it wasn't. It was last week on PS Plus, The Big Walk, which, of course, is the follow-up game from the people that brought us the Untitled Goose Game. And we've all seen this, the goofy-looking characters where they walk around and you kind of walk and talk and hike and get lost and solve puzzles with your friends. And unfortunately, doing it with your friends is how you have to do it. You cannot play the game solo. You cannot just hop into a random game. You can't go in and put out a signal saying, someone join my game and help me. You have to have a friend who has your specific code in order to play together. And it sounds very unique. It sounds very intriguing. I kind of like the sound of it. I kind of like the whole vibe of it, and I turned it on just long enough to see the very first screen, and it basically just says, you know what? Use the in-game voice proximity chat. Don't be in the same room talking. Don't be on Discord. Don't do that. Trust us. This game will be more fun for you if you play it this way, rather than making it really easy on yourself and actually talking to each other. I thought that was a kind of a unique way, so I would like to play it that way. I just don't have anyone to play it with. I was talking about that to Johnny when he was here this weekend, and he said he'd play it with me. I'm going to hold him to that. But yeah, I'm very, very curious about that. Speaking of, is this seat taken, kind of rewinding back a little bit, I wanted to ask you guys, is there a game that you knew nothing about that you took a chance on and ended up liking it? If so, I would love to hear about it. Drop me a line, groundsforgaming@gmail.com. You can reply on the socials, or of course, you can go into our Discord. The link is in the show notes if you're not already a part and you want to hop in. And let me know, is there a game you knew nothing about, you took a chance on, and you ended up loving it? Last week, I asked you guys, there's a lot of games about to be released in the next few months. Which ones have your attention? In the Discord, Tim Paulin said Marvel's Wolverine and Gears of War E-Day are my most anticipated releases. I'm sure we'll have a few surprises along the way. And on Blue Sky, my buddy Jeremy Pommier said it just came out, but Big Walk has been highly anticipated in our house. Oh, snap, Jeremy, will you play it with me? Looking ahead, excited for Orbitals and Minecraft Dungeons 2 for some family-friendly co-op, and Wolverine and Blood of the Dawnwalker for when the kids go to bed. I hear you. I think the very first one in September that I'm looking forward to is Blood of the Dawnwalker, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Doing a lot of talking, and I needed to take a drink of my water. Just not any water. This is my electrolyte infused water. Just added some electrolytes. It's grapefruit flavored electrolytes to the water, and it's really, really good. It's from the wellness store that my wife works with, and I can't get enough. That's what I'm drinking this week. I'm drinking my pink grapefruit electrolytes. What are you drinking this week? Well, over on the Discord, Revamp said a crispy fridge cigarette. And she showed a picture of a can of Coca-Cola with no sugar. Castle has said, this week I'm drinking Dutch Brothers Mafia Dark Roast. I gotta tell you, I've never heard of Dutch Brothers before. And they just opened a location in my city. And the line for this place was down the street. I've never even heard of it before. I don't know how people knew about it and why there was a line for it, but Dutch Brothers, I guess, was where it was at, and Cassilis is on that train as well. And finally, Grondhell Hammer said, had this last night with the wife. It was really good, and he posted a picture of a bottle of On the Rocks jalapeno pineapple margarita. You going to share some with the class, dude, or are you just going to talk about it? That sounds really good. That sounds really good. Let me know what you're drinking this week. It can be anything. It can be coffee. It can be soda. It can be an adult beverage. Let me know what you're drinking. Hit us up in the Discord. Again, the link is in the show notes. There's a channel there called What Are You Drinking? Just let us know. If you want to take a picture, that's awesome. I love that. And I forgot another game that I'm playing. And as soon as I finish recording this, I'm going to edit it and then put it up. And then I'm going to go back downstairs and continue playing. It's a game I started playing last year. I loved it. I laughed my head off. And for no reason, I just never finished it. It's a game called Date Everything. And it's hilarious. It's so well done. I never thought I would play a dating sim. And this is for people who kind of roll their eyes at dating sims. It's hilarious. And if you're a voiceover nerd like I am, you definitely need to play this game. So earlier this evening, a couple hours ago, I started it all over again. I totally forgot what I was doing or who I was trying to remember. I need to do this and do that. So I just thought, I'm just going to start all over again. So I'm going to edit this, chop it down, schedule it, post it for you, and then I'm going to head downstairs and play more Date Everything. Hey, thanks for spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it. Grounds for Gaming will be right here when you're ready for another conversation, and your seat will always be waiting.